Hi there. So this is video one on explaining to you, and I'm looking at my screen there occasionally to figure out exactly how I can best explain to you who we are looking for. So these are target market guidelines. So the first one is, who do we help? And I wrote down, we help people who run businesses that make and serve upscale food and drink and who need to increase their visibility and status. So let me explain to you sort of where I'm coming from. So even before the lockdown, restaurants had it's a tough business to run. So I have worked in restaurants, I have written cookbooks, so I know a little bit about the food business. I've done some catering, and man, oh man, they spend a lot of energy and a lot of advertising dollars trying to be visible. So the idea for the Cookbook Academy is as follows. What if the restaurant, or again, bistro, bar, food truck, food manufacturing, vineyard, I mean, you'll see what the job titles are. But let's just talk restaurant because it's sort of easier to just take one at a time. So the strategy is this. For each restaurant, there is a guiding, set of videos and templates and things like that for them to decide what they're going to be about. So Italian restaurant, yeah, well, we have 1,000 Italian restaurants, and every city probably has 40. So how do you stand out amongst that crowd? Well, what you got to figure out is what you're really good at. So we help them do that. So say that they are fantastic, and again, it doesn't matter whether it's a food or a dish, or whether they have all their recipes from their Italian grandmother, etc. Right? It doesn't matter what the story is. So you can't put out another Italian, cookbook. But you can put out ultimate lasagna cookbook or vegan Italian recipes or whatever it is, so that it's niched. So what we do is we are, and then we help them with a whole bunch of strategies, which I'll explain in the next video, to make that work for them. Because just writing a cookbook, as I know, doesn't actually get you any publicity necessarily. So we're looking for people who don't yet have a cookbook of their own. I'm looking for people who have an upscale restaurant, so that, because this is going to be an expensive course for them to acquire, so the way that I overcome the, but it's so expensive, objection is by saying, look, if you can't book another 5 or 6 holiday parties out of this and recoup your costs, then you shouldn't do this. Now, if all you're selling is hot dogs, I don't know how many hot dogs you would have to sell in order to recoup the cost of anything, frankly. It's a selling low-end food depends on massive amounts of quantity. But it's hard to recoup costs that way. So we're looking for people who are upscale, who are in the frustration of there's too much competition, who understand that a cookbook is in fact a high-end business card, but it's a business card that gets you into the best places, who understand that they have some customers from which they make most of their money. It's their 80-20 principle. So the point is they have a customer base. Preferably they have a mailing list, but not all of them will. They understand that if they can get more business from these good customers, that would really make a difference in their lives. Who understand that the best kind of getting known is free publicity, and that you can't have free publicity unless you have some status. And the thing about a cookbook, about any book in fact, is that it confers status. So I'm looking for people who sort of know they need to take that next step, getting better known, pulling away from all the competition, not being able to confidently approach TV stations, radio stations, newspapers, magazine, blogging people, anybody with a YouTube channel, that they have the status, the confidence, I know I'm good and I can prove it to you, which is what a cookbook confers. So I'm looking for those people. So they have to be decision makers and owners so that they can actually, get to that point. And they need to be at the point of enough frustration so that they are willing to go through an intensive program with a lot of work. Putting together a book is a ton of work. And who are willing to commit to that, and who are ready for the next step and for their